The CFRN Emini Futures Cast is now on Stitcher. Listen to us on your iPhone, Android phones, BlackBerry, and WebOS phones. Stitcher is smart radio for your phone. Find it in your app store or at Stitcher.com. Stitcher Smart Radio, the smarter way to listen to radio.
Are you ready, Steve? Andy? Yeah! Bert? Well, all right, fellas. Well, let's go!
You're listening to CFRN, the Christian Financial Radio Network.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/CFRN. Over 85,000 titles. Choose from mystery, romance, religion, science, technology, business, New York Times bestsellers, even children's books. You name it, Audible has it. With 85,000 titles to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect audiobook for yourself or to give as a gift, and it's absolutely free. Just point your browser to audibletrial.com/CFRN. That's audibletrial.com/CFRN. And become a part of the audiobook revolution by downloading your free audiobook today. audibletrial.com/CFRN.
Hey, trader, want to get rich quick? Well, good luck with that. If, on the other hand, you actually want to learn how to trade, the place to be is www.cfrn.net. Tune in Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern for our daily devotional, and then spend the next 3 hours learning how it's done from professional traders who actually trade for a living. That's www.cfrn.net. Every trading day from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern. CFRN, a community of believers who trade for a living.
Good afternoon, traders, and welcome back to the CFRN Emini Futures Cast. This is the daily broadcast of Indeterminate Length, where we discuss all things Emini, along with some really big ideas on the finer points of trading gold, bonds, crude, sugar, the euro, and even T-bills. Joining us today from our studios in Boston, Mr. Michael Bork. From our trading desk in Chicago, Mr. Burton Schlichter. Now, to get things started, let's go to our host and founder in Studio A, overlooking South Mountain, America's largest city park. Here's Dwayne.
Good afternoon. Welcome back. Today is Friday the 13th. 13th day of October, 2017. Boo. Yeah, the year flew by. It sure did. Wow. So, happy Friday, even if it is Friday the 13th. Hope you're having a great Friday wherever you are. If you're returning, welcome back. If you're tuning in for the first time, a special welcome to you. I have a chart up of the S&P 500 Emini Futures. If you cannot see the chart, go to our homepage at cfrn.net. On the right hand side of the page, click the big microphone, follow the instructions. About 30 seconds, you'll be registered all the way through the end of the month. You only have to register once per month. The other option, go to youtube.com/CFRN/live. Okay, Mike's going to pop in real quick, give us a recap of everything that happened in the live training room today, and then I'll be back and we'll go over the numbers and the news and all that good stuff. So if you're ready, Mike, take it away.
All right. I am. Let me just grab it and bring it over here to Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. All right.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. I'll be here when you're done.
Excellent. Thanks to me. Okay. Everyone, let's start out with this. if you have not taken a free trial with us, then just go to the home page here at cfrn.net. And hold on just a second. Let it load. All right. Scroll up. There it is. All right. When you do that, up here at the top, when you go to the home page at cfrn.net, right up here at the top, it's have this little banner that pops down. And it says, sign up for the CFRN Live Training Room, 100% free trial. User indicators, learn our strategy. Click here. When you click there, it's going to bring you to this page. Oops, not that page. This page. This page. It's going to bring you to this page. On this page, all we ask for is your email, your first name, and how you found us. You click the submit button, you'll be sent a confirmation link. You must click on the confirmation link. Okay. If you don't click on the confirmation link, well, then we don't know you took the trial. Okay. So now we'll go to the recap, which is way over here. Okay. Scrolling up. There we go. All right. Today is the 13th day of October. Today we made 10 ticks in the euro, 4 ticks in the Russell, and 2 ticks in gold. That got us to the goal for the day at 102.50, and that's where we stayed for the goal, for the day. So it took 62 minutes and 7 trades to get there, and we took a total of 8 opportunities today. So on the month now, 546 and a quarter. That's over 10 days, and on the year, 27,226. That's over 194 days, averaging 140 per day. 140 per day. Okay, that's one contract, 2 hours per day. All right, let's put that down, and we'll go over what did or didn't happen today. Okay, this is gold, and you can see gold started out right over here. Gold started out over here, and it didn't give us any opportunity in here. Then we had our first shot at it right here. It was a momentum short trade. We ended up with a break even. Some of the guys stayed in that, got their goal for the day right there. I got a break even. The next one was another momentum trade right here, and I picked up 2 ticks on that. Okay. Then that was it for the morning. It flattened right out. Didn't put in any higher highs or lower lows. Just flattened right out. Didn't give us any more opportunity. During the break, there was a bounce off the BBC right here, but I would not have done anything with that because we still weren't trending. Now it's starting to trend, and it's trending toward the high of the day. You see the high of the day is right up here. This green line right up here is the high of the day. That's what I'd be looking for, right? At some point today, I'd be looking for it to close out the week at the high of the day. Okay. The euro. Let's see, we had a few opportunities here on the euro. The euro started off, the 3 markets over here on the left, gold, the euro, and crude oil all started off at the high of the day. And then they sold off it. Okay, you can see. Now, this was our first opportunity here on the euro, I think. It looks like I missed one right in here. Yeah, I think I missed one right in here. Then there was one right here. We picked up 10 ticks, and then we had a break even. We missed one there. We had another break even and another break even. And since then, everything just flattened out. Okay, there was nothing else to do since then. Wow. The sun just came up. All right, on crude. Let's see, on crude, we had a break even here, a break even there, and that was it. A missed trade there. And crude flattened out. So that's nothing much there on crude. The Russell, we had just the one that we took here. We missed this one. It looks like we missed, no, there wasn't one there. Okay, but we did miss this one. And we got 4 ticks profit on that one. Okay. Let's see. early on in the morning, we ended up missing this. I think the ES was in a zone, or at a zone. That's why we weren't doing anything with the Russell here in the earlier hours. Since then, let's see what it's done. We've had a bounce off the BBC here that would have been a break even. Then a close below the trend line there that would have given some pretty good profit. I don't know, probably a break even right there. And that was it. Now on the ES, we had highlighted one opportunity. Okay, you see the ES was in and out of this zone here this morning. And when it got over here, we had suggested going long. And looking for it to get up to the high of the day, which it came within a tick of right there. Okay, so a lot of guys got 1 point out of that. I don't know. Some guys, I don't know if you're in here. Let me check and see. No, it's not. We're doing the 137s, and you got in down here for the ride up. But anyway, you see it's back down to this zone right here. So it's bouncing between this weekly trading zone and the high of the day right here. Okay, it's been doing that all morning. And that's it, guys. That's it. We have, today is the 13th day of October, and today we made 10 ticks in the euro, 4 ticks in the Russell, and 2 ticks in gold to get to the goal for the day. All right. Let's see. 62 minutes. Today we got the goal in 62 minutes, 7 trades to get to 102.50, and took a total of 8 trades. Okay. Let's scroll down here. So on the month now, we're at 546.25 over 10 days, and on the year, 27,226. That's over 194 days, averaging 140 per day. Okay. And that is that. That was our morning. Okay, so happy to get the goal for the day. Wish we could have done a little better, but I don't feel like I missed a whole bunch today. All right. Let's see. Does anybody have any questions about anything that I just went over? Anybody? Yes, no, maybe? Okay. Well then, with that, we can pass it back out to fabulous Phoenix, Arizona. Studio A overlooking the South Mountain, America's largest city park. Dwayne, if you are ready.
I am ready.
Excellent. Hang on. See if I can copy the front out of this, what I want to say. Okay.
And there we go. Process complete.
There we go. I can see your charts. I can see your charts.
Well, listen, have a great weekend.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, you too. And I'll be handling all the other stuff that I always do while I'm here.
Okay. All right.
All right, guys. Hope you all have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday if I don't talk to anybody over the weekend.
Alrighty, guys. Well, as you can see from the chart I have up, which is a 30-minute chart, and takes us all the way back from what you can see on the screen here into yesterday, and if we just turn it back.
What do you race for?
Relevant. Oh, another ad. I'm so tired of these things. Okay, so we've spent most of the week. Yellow arrow is a Sunday night Globex open. In between these two weekly trading zones. That's how narrow the range has been. That is a narrow range. Now here it is, Friday afternoon. Looks like we might want to break out and take a little run to the upside. Okay. We still have zones overhead, so 2562/63. Do I think we'll get up there? No, probably not. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me to just see the market kind of roll sideways into the weekend right in this zone here, 52/53. Let's take a look at the numbers from around the world, put everything in perspective. We'll start with the cash markets here in the US. The Dow is up 34 points. NASDAQ is up 19. S&P 500 is up 4.5. And the Russell 2000, it's far enough above the zero line to be green, 0.15. Those are the cash markets. All green, but definitely no movers, no shakers in that bunch. In the commodity basket, crude oil is up 86 cents. Now, that is a mover. That's almost 2%. Trading 51.46 last. Gold is up $6.70, half of 1%. Trading 13.0320 last. Back over 13 again. Well, let's see if it can hold. Last time we were looking for it, it moved up nicely, advanced nicely above 1300, and we were hoping 13 would hold the pullback. It didn't. Maybe this time will be the charm. So, U.S. markets green, commodities green. Let's take a look at the Asian markets. Nikkei closed the session up 200 points, almost 1%. The Shanghai was up 5.5 points at the close, and the Hang Seng up 17 points on the session. So, only mover there, the Nikkei up almost 1%. Total of the day, pretty much well. Europe's got some red. FTSE down 20 at the close. DAX up 9, and the CAC down 9. So, as far as the markets go, the Nikkei's really the only one that showed up for work today. Everything else is just sort of marking time, holding the pace. We had a great partners meeting last night. If you are a partner and you were not able to make it, I'll do my best to get the recording loaded into the members area this afternoon. So over the weekend you'll have a chance to take a listen, take a look. Michael was not with us last night. We still ran hour and a half, something like that. So in news today, how much does it cost to buy an election? What do you think? Well, one ad executive estimates the entire state of Michigan could have been swayed in the 2016 election, the one nobody can stop talking about even though it's over, for $42,800. Okay, now he's an ad executive, and this is just his opinion, but I find interesting the path he took to come up with this figure. How far can $42,800 take you on Facebook? Far enough to swing an election, says one expert. Ben Coons, the Executive Vice President of Marketing and Content at the media agency Media Associates, says it could have cost at least this much to swing the 10,700 Michigan voters who tipped the scale in favor of Donald Trump in the 2016 election. He said that's the scary power of Facebook. Its targeting is really, really powerful. People like to think they can't be persuaded, but the math says it works. Coons and his team made the estimate as part of a broader story by Business Insider, in which media associates and 2 other media agencies modeled the cost of using Facebook to reach voters in Wisconsin and Michigan with the intention of swaying their vote. Facebook has said it discovered roughly $100,000 in ad buys between June 2015 and May 2017, associated with roughly 3,000 ads that were used by Russian groups to influence the outcome of the election. A number of these ads specifically targeted Michigan and Wisconsin, which are the 2 states where President Donald Trump won by approximately 10,700 votes and 22,700 votes, respectively. Now, $42,800 may seem like a paltry amount, but Facebook's advanced and granular targeting options may have given that dollar amount significant reach and engagement. Anyone looking to swing an election in Michigan could easily pinpoint and target undecided voters using various data tactics. After that, it wouldn't cost much in ad spending to sway their opinions. Now again, this is one ad executive's opinion. Now, here's how he comes up with the number. Media Associates' model is based on 2 assumptions. Okay. First, the basic rule of thumb in digital advertising is that 1 out of 2,000 people who view an ad on the internet will respond or take action on the message. 1 out of 2,000. The second assumption is that it is actually possible to target swing voters. The model works backwards from the exact numbers of people by which Trump won both Wisconsin and Michigan, although in reality it's possible that someone targeting swing voters could try to reach more people than that and therefore might spend more money on their campaign. Donald Trump won Michigan by 10,704 votes. So assuming that only 0.05% of viewers, remember that's 1 out of 2,000, will react to an ad, a person would need to aim for about 21.4 million advertising impressions. Given that Facebook ads cost about $2 for every 1,000 impressions, Coon's team estimates that to sway about 10,700 voters, you'd need a budget of $42,800. So that's how you buy an election for less than 50 grand. In reality, targeting this exact swing voter population might take more effort, since some of your ads will reach the wrong people and competitors might be fighting you with similar tactics. But a clever political operator would spend just a little more, and for a few hundred grand, he or she could tip an entire presidential election. A little bit frightening, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. Now, this brings new meaning to planes, trains, and automobiles. Hyperloop One just struck a major deal with Richard Branson's Virgin Group. Virgin Group announced Thursday that it has invested in Hyperloop, a startup that's working on constructing the high-speed transit system that Elon Musk first outlined in a white paper in 2013. The terms of the deal weren't disclosed, but the investment is significant enough that Hyperloop One will now be called Virgin Hyperloop. Richard Branson, in a press release, said after visiting Hyperloop One's test site in Nevada and meeting its leadership team this past summer, I am convinced this groundbreaking technology will change transportation as we know it and dramatically cut journey times. Hyperloop One is a Silicon Valley adventure. It's a LA-based startup. They're conducting feasibility studies in Dubai and Finland. They have a test track out in the Nevada desert. U.S. cities, Denver and Las Vegas have submitted proposals for the construction of a Hyperloop. Now, this is what it boils down to. The Hyperloop is a nascent transportation system that works by shooting pods through a vacuum-sealed tube at speeds that could reach 700 miles per hour. How fast does the average plane fly? Speed of, I don't know what average means, but the average plane, speed of average plane. And 885 miles, I'm sorry, 550 miles per hour. So we are talking about a train that will, now that's the Boeing 747, commonly called a jumbo jet, 885 kilometers an hour or 550 miles per hour. So we're going to have a train. I guess people won't call it a train, but they'll call it a Hyperloop. A vacuum sealed tube, and it whisks you away. I mean, 700 miles an hour? If that thing doesn't slowly get up to speed, it could hurt you. I mean, that's pretty impressive. The company has so far conducted 2 successful tests of the Hyperloop system on the 500-meter development track in Nevada. In August, the Hyperloop traveled almost the entire length of the track and reached a top speed of 192 miles per hour. Okay, that's way off 700. It reached a top speed of 70 miles per hour after traveling 300 feet a month prior. The company still needs to demonstrate that the system could transport people on tracks long enough to connect cities. Well, Richard Branson, man, he's got a hand in just about everything going on in the world today. Alan, I'm still working through the finer points of Alan asked for an update on the CT Global coin. Things like this, unfortunately, usually end up taking longer than you think, and this is taking longer than I thought. But maybe a week we'll have a rollout. I just want to make sure that we do everything properly, because there's so many gray areas, so many areas that haven't been tested, and I really don't want to be the crash test dummy, you know. So as soon as I have a firm date, I promise you everybody will know. Oh boy, will you know. President Trump's cutting off payments to insurers that help millions of lower income Americans get health. This news was out yesterday. Hello, Mike Reed. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Dwayne.
How you doing, man?
Nice to talk to you.
It's good to talk to you. It's been a long time.
Yeah. It's been a while.
So for anyone in the audience that doesn't know Mike, this is Mike Reed, tradestalker.com. Mike's been trading for, what is it, 30 plus years?
35 now, Dwayne.
35. Wow. Time flies,
Probably
doesn't it?
Maybe older than some of your listeners.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Well, so tell us what's been going on in your world of late.
Oh, well, I think, when did we last talk?
It's been a couple weeks easily, if not weeks. Close to a month.
Yeah, let me see here. Had Becky been married yet? I had wheeled her down the aisle.
Well, I think you talked about it She hadn't got married
Okay.
yet, but you talked about it last time.
Okay.
So that everything went well?
Went great. Yeah, it was great. Beautiful day. It was outdoor wedding and then indoor reception, and it was nice, really nice. So anyhow, that and just been a unusually warm summer or fall for us, which I'll take any day. But
You usually have snow by this time, don't you?
just about. Yeah, we're usually getting a rainy days and stuff, but rain and sunshine mixed in. But not like the spring. No, spring or winter. Those are the two kind of rough months or seasons to get through. But anyhow, that's what we get for. I like the 4 seasons, so that's what I grew up with and what I know. So I guess that's the way I am.
Yeah, we don't get much of the 4-season action here in Phoenix. It's either in the 90s,
Right.
And then it drops quickly, stays there for about 3 months, and then up goes the mercury again. We're still pushing high 90s, mid 90s.
Wow.
Yeah. Usually by the end of October, if you go out at night, you might need a light jacket. So.
Yeah. I know you say people get it about the dry heat, but if you go outside and you got a humidity in the air that's way saturated, it's not only hot but muggy, and it's like really hot when it's like that. So you're kind of basting like a turkey, I guess.
Well, San Francisco had its highest temperature on record ever in recorded history a month ago.
Do you know what it was?
I don't. I want to say 107, but I think that's too high.
Oh, wow. Seems pretty high up.
But for them, yeah, because it's usually foggy and chilly in the summer in San Francisco.
Yeah.
So what do you make of these markets, Mike? I'll tell you, both in the live trading room and in the Concierge Trade Alerts, where we're taking a little bit longer look at the markets. It's kind of been difficult to navigate since I spoke with you last, and even before that. What do you think's going on? I mean, you've been at this so long, you've seen every market condition, but have you ever seen this before?
Yeah, are you talking about the low volatility or just the
low volatility? Yeah,
for the most part. Yeah, I've seen this before. Not to this extent, though. I mean, volatility gauges are like, for instance, the VIX was on 944 this morning. I think it was the third lowest in like 23 years. So, I mean, we got,
wow.
So it's been quite a while. But I know John mentioned those sometimes about trading those. You have to be quick or know what you're doing to if you want to get an education on those, because they, for instance, if you bought the VXX, which goes the same direction as the VIX, it only goes about half as much, but it'll move about 2 or 3 times as fast as prices will. So in any case, to get about the actual true, you have to go into a double ETF to get a 5% move on the VIX. To get that 5% move, you almost have to go into the double ETFs. And then some days there are some days when the VIX would be up and the VXX would still be lower on the day. So this depends on how the futures contracts are trading on a couple of them, and others are how the options are trading. So they're built a little bit differently too. So you have to take a look at them to know what you're doing there. But there can be some really big gains. If you look at the XVI, I don't know if you can bring a chart up. I had a chart, but you can see that has been pretty strong to the upside.
XVI.
That would be, yeah, that'd just be selling volatility, basically. And I know so there's some hedge funds that make their biggest money doing this. We're coming off market, just doesn't seem to like it up here.
I'm looking to see if I can bring up that chart.
Okay. Yeah, it's just a stock chart, ETF chart.
XVI chart. Let's try that.
No go. Oh.
Yeah, I'm not getting anything on the XVI index. I don't.
It's not an index. It's not an index. It's an ETF. It'd be like typing in Apple or an GE for dinner. Okay, so it won't come up. That's all right.
Well, I'm just trying. I'm going to try again here and see if it. Yeah, I don't seem to bring it up.
Well, if John shows his charts, I haven't been able to. I'll have to go on. I've gone to YouTube. I'll have to go back on there and check your stuff out online.
ETF daily news. Let's see if we can bring it up here. XVI, right?
Yes, that'd be opposite of the way the VIX is going, which has been dropping, obviously to these lows. Multi-decade lows.
Ticker not found. No, yep. I'm getting that in several different places. XVI.
VIX, XVI. Wait, VIX. I'm sorry, Dwayne.
VIX?
XIV.
XIV. Okay. We can do that.
I'm not very. It's just VIX backwards. I don't know what I was thinking.
Now I'm determined. It's got to be out there somewhere. There we go.
Okay.
Well, I don't think this is it. Is this it? XIV?
XIV 108. Yeah, how long of a chart is that?
That's 5 days.
Oh, 5 days. Well, that's a pretty good move.
And this is today?
Go back. Yeah, go back. Let's just go back a month.
A month? There you go. There's a month.
What's the price from? Can't see what the low is back there.
Looks like 90 or maybe, yeah, right about 90.
Okay, around 90, and where is she now?
Looks like this is where we put in. We're at 70 on August the 17th. That looks like the lowest point.
Okay, that was yeah, that'd be when they made that spike.
We definitely moved substantially higher. Up at 110 now.
So, yeah, that makes pretty big moves, and you can do it in a short amount of time. And you have if you had a scare in the market today, somehow this afternoon, and the VIX went from where it is 9.5, went up to like 11 or something. If it went up 5%, these would spike also. Couple percent at least. Anyways, it just was something I was mentioning. He mentioned the low volatility, and that's
well. I mean, the S&Ps had low volatility, and then the Dow. Where's the Dow? I mean, the Dow it's.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole week right there.
Yeah.
From 705 up to
it's
852.
Yeah, it's been
so 150 point range for the week on the Dow. I mean, that's a bit unusual. But whenever it does break loose, it's look out.
Well, usually tend to see low volatility at highs and high volatility at lows. Or at when you make bottoms, when you have a lot big volatility, and kind of vice versa at the highs. So anyhow, I would, if it was to make a big move from here, I don't see how they can go explode from here and go parabolic, but it's not impossible. I'd be more likely to think that we would get a pullback of more than 10 points or something like we've had lately.
Well, bigger picture, one side of the street says, we're in a bull market that's going to run for many years to come, and others say that we are dangerously overbought and ready for a fall. Do you have any longer term thoughts?
I don't know. Is this the second longest or the longest bull market? I think it might be the second longest, but close to the longest ever. I think that's ever. Also, I don't know, what was weird this year was the August to September thing got completely turned upside down. Instead of having we did have an August top for a while, but in September they turned it up and had a huge rally, and into October. So I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if October maybe has a turn back down. So I don't know. We'll see. It just has no quit to it here. It just wants to make new highs or.
Have you been trading the NQ of late?
The NQ, when it's slow, the NQ does have range. So yeah, I've still traded the ES one. We had some action earlier that was okay to trade, but the NQ gonna move around still quite a bit. My screen was frozen yesterday, but yeah, that'll be the only one that'll have a range when the ES doesn't. It'll be triple or at least 2.5 to 3 times as big. So there's 4 ticks between each point. So you could just have to adjust your size accordingly.
So has this reduced volatility, the small range, has it? Are you still able to get it done every day?
Certainly not as easy.
Boy.
Yeah. It's a scalper's market basically, and that's all I've even done really. So just get in and get out pretty quick when you see a setup that looks like it'll work out. That's pretty good. It's working out. We've had some decent setups, and they've traded around the zones just about every day this week for a trade setup of some sort. But they just don't go a whole lot of points when they normally would go. Tend to go more than they do. But anyhow, there's been setups that just don't move a great distance like you'd like them to go. Aside from that, I don't know. It's bullish until we get a reversal. We have to change the trend, and today was the 46 area, and that's been the zone most of the week. 42 and 46
on the S&P.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a weekly zone at 45/46, and then overhead at 52/53. So we just kind of been pinging back and forth,
Yeah.
For the most, we overshot the 45/46, I think on Monday, and then we overshot today. We've been kind of consolidating right up above that 52/53. We had suggested last night when we sent the email out to consider going long at 25.55 because that's 2 points away from the zone. But, you know, in these markets, you know, what typically works sort of like clockwork, not so much, because any one of these would have just resulted in being stopped out. This one was a walk away, but this one, the person might have gotten into it, and it looks like it could set up again before the end of the day. But I wouldn't be overly excited about trading it, because that was just a stop.
I haven't seen one.
Stop.
Haven't seen one.
Yep.
There was a double top there from yesterday. It was one tick under the high. That set up a trade at the end of the day. Yeah, you have it marked on your chart.
Oh, you're talking about right here? Yeah. Yeah, in fact, yesterday, right at the end of the show, I drew a trend line just right up through there. And we closed below with the doji, and then this thing, it took it down pretty quick. It started at 2:30, and by 3:30, it had gone from zone all the way down to the zone. Well, looks like it missed it by a tick.
Oh, you had 46, 45. Okay, we had the exact same zones. Huh.
Well, these are ours for the week, and we've been inside one zone for the whole week. So
yeah,
kind of crazy.
Yeah. So that's why I was saying that 46 would need to be broken through today to change this or change the trend right now.
This market's so lethargic. I don't see us moving in any significant direction at all.
I agree, Dwayne.
Anything else you want to cover? Got anything new going on over at TradeStalker you want to tell people about?
Well, nothing new, just that they can get the updates, and they can get the intraday updates also that I send throughout the day as part of their membership. And then we also do 3 days in the morning live for about 90 minutes each day. Not each morning, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, just to go through ebook setups, and we'll walk through any of those ebook setups and trade those setups throughout the day. So that's about it. And the nightly update lays out the early, what I expect early, and what to expect if this or that happens, and then the support and resistance zones on both the ES and the NQ. So
Trump's getting ready to deliver a speech or remarks on the Iran situation. So that could jolt the markets. Certainly could jolt gold. Bonds are one thing that had a little bit of a move today.
What's your symbol for the bonds, Wayne?
ZBZ.
Say again.
ZBZ7.
Okay. What was I going to say? That's interesting. So I thought they were going to maybe, I think they're doing things the right way, or he thought they were, not sure. But you might have something good to say about them. Or was that Pakistan? I'm not sure. Don't let me confuse anybody.
Well, he's going to try to roll back this deal that Hillary and President Obama.
Oh yeah,
you know, where they gave
Iran
a nuclear weapon, and a little walking around money, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, they had suddenly turned into good people. I heard, their government anyway.
Well, Mike, it's been really good talking to you. Say hi to the family, guys. Visit Mike at tradestalker.com. There's a lot of free content on his website. There's articles, there's videos, and of course you can take the free trial of his newsletter where he tells you what his trading strategy is going to be the following day. And don't be such a stranger, man. Try to jump back on with us again next week. Stay in touch.
Well, we'll do, Dwayne.
All right, my friend. Take care.
Thank you. Cool.
Okay.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay. Good word for the day. Become a good thinker. Okay. Proverbs 23:7 says, as he thinks within himself, so he is. With practice, you can become a good thinker. Observe two things. One, good thinkers have foresight. The plans of the diligent lead to profit. Proverbs 21:5. The word diligent means to work, study, and plan. You don't stumble into success and figure it out afterwards. Whether you're in business or ministry, your level of success will increase dramatically if you place a high value on good thinking. Novelist Victor Hugo wrote, "A small man is made up of small thoughts." People who don't practice good thinking usually find themselves at the mercy of circumstances or other people's thoughts. Unable to solve problems, they find themselves facing the same obstacles over and over. And because they don't think ahead, they're habitually in reaction mode. An old German proverb says, better an empty purse than an empty head. Good thinkers overcome difficulties, including a lack of resources that often leave poor thinkers at the mercy of good thinkers. In As a Man Thinketh, James Allen says, all that a man achieves or fails to achieve is a direct result of his thoughts. Do you believe that? If you do, then you'll place a high value on good thinking and make it a priority in your life. When we did a study on that book, As a Man Thinketh, over a period of a couple months a few years ago. And of course we read in Genesis that God spoke the universe into being. He spoke it into life. Well, chances are he thought about it before he spoke it. Whatever we think today literally becomes the building blocks of our tomorrow, because what we think becomes what we say and becomes what we do. And so think about what you're thinking about. Now, the second thing to observe, good thinkers look for the best, not the worst. They live by this scriptural principle, Philippians 4:8. Whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Philippians 4:8. So, the good word for today, think about what you're thinking about. Because whatever you're thinking about, there's a good chance that will become your tomorrow. All right, let's look at the markets here just real quick. Not a lot that I can add to what we've already covered. We did trip the wire at 25.55 on the S&P, but it didn't have enough strength to go anywhere. So that trade would have just ended up being stopped out. In the other markets, gold, we had a nice little run up in gold on the Concierge Trade Alerts last night. We said to consider being long at 13.01 if you had the chance. You did. Ran up about $400 per contract. from 1301 up to 1305. Now, we never get out at the swing high or swing low because we trail our stop. And anytime you trail your stop, you're going to leave a little something on the table. That's just the way that works. Important prices, important areas are almost always tested. And as we can see, price came back to test that trigger. And it's on its way up again. Can it take us to the next zone overhead? 1308/1309, which is the highest weekly trading zone for gold this week. It's going to have to get up and go if it's going to get it done today. But again, we have reached 1300. We didn't hold it on this pullback right here. We came back to, well, no, we did, 1301. Though the swing low, yeah, it held. 1300 held. 1301 held on this pullback right here. Now, if we can get up above 1310, next week could be a big week for gold. And Trump speaking right now. Iran continues to sponsor terrorist groups. Now, this is a big issue he's talking about, and it's not being reflected in the markets. Soybeans last night, we were looking to buy 1001 given the opportunity. We haven't quite made it up to 1001 yet. Crude oil, we said to consider buying 51. Now, this first little move up was good for about $530 per contract. That's what the market made available. Then we had this pullback, pulled right back into the zone here and made another run. If you were trailing your stop relatively close, then this pullback here would have taken you out. If you were trailing further back, or if you use the strategy where your stop loss stays here and you just sell contracts on the way up, if you're long, to take profit that way, I mean, the thing actually moved up to 51.72. So it'd be about $720 per contract. But again, we don't get out at the swing high or swing low, so at least there was a move there. It's not a lot of volatility, but it's something. The Dow, awkwardly quiet. We were looking to be long there. The email last night on the Dow said consider buying 22,840 if you get the chance. And we made it up to 860. No. $850. It's just the kind of quiet market we're dealing with. We aren't changing anything. Look at the Russell. Now, the Russell didn't trigger on the long side or the short side. But look how it's pinged back and forth. These are 30-minute candles. Most of the week. There's a Sunday night Globex open, yellow arrow, and then zone to zone to zone, and then it meandered back down, ran back up, ran down, ran up. There's 30 minutes down, 30 minutes back up. In Q, a little bit of a move there. Last night's email said to consider buying 60.86, ran up $240 per contract. Bonds, we had a pretty good move in bonds, surprisingly. Consider buying 153.11, went up 19 ticks at 31.25 per tick. It's 32 ticks to a point. Now, this move was at 8:30. It was news based, and even though we have a trigger there, our rule that says don't trade in front of a important economic report would have overrode, and so we would have missed that anyway. Mike asked, is that the highest zone on crude? No, I don't believe. Let me take a look. No. 5230. This is 5125/5130. The highest zone on crude was up at 5230/5235. Possible we could see that on the Sunday night Globex Open, but I don't think we're going there today. And that's it. We covered the bonds and the NQ, the Russell, crude oil, the Dow. There's crude. Soybeans. Soybeans still consolidating after that huge run up on the agricultural report that we had on the 12th, yesterday. Gold, nice. Gold and bonds both caught a nice move off of the news this morning, but now pretty quiet. Okay, that's going to do it for this week, 13th day of October 2017. Good old Friday the 13th. So be careful out there. It is the weekend. So, by golly, spend some quality time with the family. Of course, I'll see you all in church on Sunday. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whoever you are, wherever you are, may God continue to richly bless you with His mercy and with His grace. And I'll see you at the bell.
Remember this, there is no greater return on investment than to see a human life changed and given hope. As always, pray hard and trade safe. Any financial information discussed on this show is simply the opinion of our host, Dwayne Reeves, his co-hosts, and guests. To learn more about trading Emini Futures or to take a 1-week free trial in our live trading room, call 1-866-928-3310. 866-928-3310. Information discussed on this radio program should not be construed as a recommendation to buy or sell any security. Always do your own due diligence and consult with a licensed securities broker or financial planner before making any investment decision.